Good morning, boys. How are we feeling on a Hard Knocks Tuesday?
Feeling great. My partner's back. You need to answer a question before you get started with shot or no shot.
Mm-hmm.
So Jesse brought this up. Oh, God. What was the question that he had, Shay, yesterday? Jesse.
Is it better to start 4-0 or 0-4 in the preseason? And Hoodie, you were just saying something, and I don't even care. Like, the preseason record is what it is. It doesn't matter. The real games kick off in 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. But you bringing up the fact that nobody's yelling up there because they started 4-0, boy, I hope that's not true. Because if they're all telling themselves how great of a job they're doing, they're going to get rocked in week 1.
Yeah, I don't think, from what I know, there's plenty of profanity and plenty of challenge being put forth by the coaches. Yes.
Oh, I'm
George
sure.
Just doesn't want you to hear it on Hard Knocks. And that's fine. I told you. My neighbor came and goes, I heard you guys. He goes, no profanity. You want more of that? He goes, I'm watching it with my 11-year-old for the first time.
Well, yeah, it's rated G.
Exactly.
It should be. I would just say that, Shay, I don't know if anyone's throwing a table or a chair around through this preseason. Like, what I'm saying is, I don't know if it's the level of Coach Armstrong. That's built up frustration. You could tell that was a bad camp. You could tell. And with this group, I think that there's got to be yelling. There's got to be emotion because it's football. I just don't know if it's the level of Coach Armstrong there. Talking about how many gold jackets do you have?
That was awesome.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's at that level yet. I'd like to see it if it is, though.
Oh, let me tell you something. That was spectacular.
That's when Hard Knocks.
How many gold jackets you have?
Oh, God. As a player, you just sit there and you take it. Where there's nowhere to go.
There's nowhere to hide. You just sit there and go, yes, sir.
Yeah. 4-0 or 0-4 for the Bears as far as their preseason? That was the question.
I don't care.
Just wondering, like, what makes you feel better? Like, if they went 0-4, would that make you feel better about the season?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
Just being able to show that you can do some things on both sides of the football and special teams, that matters. But the idea, the old adage of, you got to save some of those wins for the regular season. Well, it's all glorified practice.
Correct.
If you're just on the good side of it, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, it does not matter to me. So let's go.
All right, Shay, here's shot or no shot.
All right, Bears Twitter caught fire last night after the Cowboys made CeeDee Lamb the second highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. Some multiple talking heads. They started wondering if Dallas eventually would have to trade Micah Parsons. They have to pay CeeDee now $36 million a year. They still have to pay Dak. That's probably going to be $60 million a year or more. Where does Micah Parsons fit into their cap sheet? So Bears fans started taking this and running, talking about King Poles, getting on the phone, making a trade to get Micah Parsons. Caleb Williams even retweeted a post saying Ryan Poles should go out and trade for Micah Parsons. Look, I don't think he's going to be traded. It would be insane for the Cowboys to move their best defensive player. He's 25 years old, premium position, arguably the best defensive player in all of football. The cost would be, in my estimation, minimum 3 first-round picks plus stuff. Shot or no shot, you would pay that price for Micah Parsons.
That's a no shot.
So I said yesterday, 2 number ones. Would I think about it? Yes, I would, because they're going to, if this team is what we think they are, and Caleb's who we think he is, this team's going to be picking in the 20s. 3 number ones and more stuff? No. And I got to pay him how much? $35 million a year?
In that range, yeah.
Yeah, no.
It's a no shot.
Because all of a sudden then, I can't re-sign some combination of Tevin Jenkins, Keenan Allen, who else do I have coming up for a free? TJ Edwards, and he's got 1 year left.
Mm-hmm. How many more on Darnell Wright? 2?
He's got 2 more after this. No, 3 more after this.
3 more, okay.
With the option year. I got to pay Kyler Gordon. I've got to pay Jaquan Brisker. No. 3 and stuff and 35 to 40 million a year? No, pass.
Yeah, that's a no shot for me. And I know that we're talking about arguably a top 5 player. You want to go as far as 10, that's fine, Cap. That's a little bit too rich for my blood. At some point, you have to be able to roll the dice with what you have. You got to develop young players, but also if you want to be able to plug in a pass rusher, I think you can do it for less than what you do for Micah Parsons, I think. I know he's elite. I understand that. But still,
Now, if you told me, oh my God, breaking news, the Bears got him, yeah, I'll be
Sure.
driving the bus right down the middle of State Street
Sure.
with everybody. I'd be thrilled. It's not my money. But would I give up 3 and more and the money? You said, okay, he wants to be a Bear. He's going to work with you on the deal, and it doesn't have to be top dollar. Like he's a DJ Moore type guy. And it's only 2 number one. I guess I could be persuaded. Beyond that, 3?
No.
What am I, Sonny Weaver Jr. in Cleveland? No.
Yeah, that would be a no shot. Now, of course, we're going to find out more about this, Shay, coming up tonight on Hard Knocks, as you will see Ryan Poles picking up the phone to make a call to Dallas just to find out, what's going on with.
Hello.
Hello.
Who's this?
Who's this?
This is Chicago Bears, man. How you doing?
So yeah, we will find out more about that tonight. Check.
I'd like to talk to you about Micah Parsons. Click. That'd be it. I'm sure people are going, well, how are you getting to 3 first-round picks? But the Mack deal was what? 2 a second and another 2 firsts, a second and another pick.
Yes, sir.
And he was 2 years older than Micah Parsons, and you could make an argument that Parsons is better. Like,
yes,
that's where it's going to cost you more.
I don't know if Parsons is better.
25-year-old.
Then
Mack was great, but so is Parsons, and he's 25 years old.
I understand. It's just not for me.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
You were trading for Mack in year 5 of his career. You'd be getting Parsons in year 4 with a year left on his rookie deal. Like, there's just no way he's getting moved. The cost would be enormous.
But they paid Lamb, though. Holy is the Lamb. Bum, bum. They paid him. Now we can get that off of our sports lives.
And by the way, Mack was traded to the Bears on cut down day. What day is today?
Uh-oh.
Cut down day.
Hmm.
How about that?
Hello.
Hello.
Here's Shay Norley.
Montez Sweat sat down with Jason Leisure and talked about the Bears being a huge upgrade to his situation in Washington. He was also singing the praises of Matt Eberflus. Sweat talked about Eberflus as a play caller, allowing guys in this defense to move around, play different positions, be a little more versatile, and create mismatches. Said he was never given the opportunity to do that in Washington. I always thought Ron Rivera was a pretty decent head coach. The idea that Sweat was not allowed to be a more versatile defender there is kind of shocking to me. Shot or no shot, it is time for us to embrace that Matt Eberflus is a good coach.
That's a shot.
No shot.
That is a shot. Absolutely. His players cannot stop talking about accountability, motivating him. Now he's got to win. He absolutely has to win football games. And I think if he was sitting here with us, he would say, Cap, Hoodie, I got to win football games. I get what I do means I am judged on 17 Sundays and how we do. I get paid a lot of money. I live a great lifestyle, but I have to win football games. But I do think he's been treated at some level. It got over the top. It did. Because as much as I love Ryan Poles, and I do, I know you do. Yeah. I've heard Sylvie talk about him, Waddle, Carm, everybody. He has the same record as Matt Eberflus because he hired him. They're joined together. We think Ryan's done an amazing job, but until they go out and start winning football games, those guys are tied together. So, yes, he's got a lot to prove, but I do think it got a little over the top here.
Yeah, I think it's a no shot. We're in big boy market. We're in Chicago, and we should be able to look at that one-loss record and say it's not good enough. And so there'll never be a time, Cap, unless you could show me that this year will be a Super Bowl championship season, that the previous 2 seasons was good enough. Because it's not. It was not.
I'm not saying it is.
No, I'm speaking for me as a fan. And what I'm telling you is that from my standpoint, Matt Eberflus, besides the one-loss record, also was not very good in clock management, and we documented that every single game. We talked about things that didn't go their way because of the fault of Matt Eberflus. Now, again, he was not armed with the best talent because we knew that the Bears were rebuilding towards something. However, along the way, Matt Eberflus made some missteps. I'm sure all coaches do, but I'm a Bears fan. This is what I make sure I keep my focus on. Matt Eberflus has not proven that he's a good head coach. What we've proven is that he's very good as a defensive coordinator. and also has good bedside manner, and the players like him. That's great. But the bottom line is, for those that are working 8 and 10-hour days, they want to know as they go through their day and turn us on, even for an hour, to find out, is my team any good, or is it in the middle, or is it going in the wrong direction? And at this point in time, again, the roster says it's going in the right direction. But again, Eberflus has a lot to prove. Doesn't matter if whether or not he's likable or not. You talk about they're tied together, Poles and Eberflus. Well, can I just tell you, Ryan Poles has done more for the football team than Eberflus has done. There's no question, because of the movement. I'm sure Eberflus had to green light a lot of this stuff and say, yeah, I agree with that. Point is, though, is that's Poles at the controls. He's done more than Eberflus has done.
No question. But the bottom line is they both get judged on their record, and they both have the same record. And again, did Matt make mistakes? Yeah, those have been documented. He's also been working on trying to be better at them. So we'll find out. He has to win football games. He has to.
Here's Shane Orling.
All right, we've all been wondering if Velus Jones would make the team or be cut. I was reading Bill Barnwell's ESPN article about trade candidates on cutdown day.
How many days did it take for you to get through the article? 3?
All weekend.
Right.
Velus actually made the cut here for Bill Barnwell as a trade candidate. Barnwell says the team could offer a late-round pick for Velus's potential upside as a rotational running back and kick returner. Shot or no shot, trading Velus Jones for literally anything would be a win for Ryan Poles.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're telling me I'm giving him away for a 7 and somebody really believes he could contribute, why can't he contribute on my football team?
If someone really believes they can contribute, they'd probably give more than a 7th. Like, he's not going to be a starter anywhere. He's going to be the third running back on your roster and a special teamer.
Right, but can I turn him into my version? I'm not calling him, so don't say I am. Why can't I try and turn him into my version of Cordero Patterson?
Are you saying that he's not him?
He's not Cordero. Cordero Patterson's a multi-time Pro Bowler, right?
Correct.
And he's gotten big contracts in free agency. But Velus showed me something. That cutback run for 39 yards for a touchdown, that was pretty damn impressive. If they believe that they can extract that out of him, I would take a shot at keeping him. If they're like, we just got to get him off the roster, then move him, get whatever you can. That's where I'm at.
Can the answer to your question be this team is too good? This roster is too good. We just let him be someone else's project and we'll take whatever you want to give for him. It's like Tyson Miller in Seattle. They DFA'd him just because they had too many arms. He's not bad. He's been great for the Cubs.
How about we talk about it like this? Cap, if you were to say we can trade Velus Jones, who do you replace him with on that roster that's as talented as who has the potential talent as Velus Jones? Look at it from that standpoint. If you think that Velus Jones is good because he's multifaceted, special teams guy, could be a backup running back, that kind of thing, a special set of plays. If you think he's that special, and you say, well, we can get rid of him. Anyone else in that roster have his skill set? Anyone that's on the scrap heap have his skill set?
Not that I'm aware. Now let's see who gets cut. I think the Browns just released this morning, but they're hoping to get him back on the roster. A kick returner, wide receiver kick returner that some people feel like would be a good fit for the Bears as a return man.
Glenn Milburn, is that him?
Dennis Gentry.
Oh, good.
Who was David Williams?
David Williams.
He's the one that returned at 95 in overtime to beat Detroit at Detroit.
Thanksgiving.
Yes.
I would say, Cap, that's how I would answer the question. And the answer is no. There is nobody that has that kind of speed. No matter how old he is, he really is. No one has that kind of speed. And to me, he's not expendable on the roster. Who else can do what he does? So I would say, even though I don't think that he's a special player, but who else has that kind of speed that you could find anywhere?
Right.
That's available.
But he gives me various ways I can use him.
Okay.
So
that's why, no.
Yeah, no, I'm not. If you're telling me someone calls me and goes, here's a 4th round pick, yeah, I probably would consider that. It's a pretty high pick. A 7? Like a conditional 7? No. I'd rather have it.
That's how I look at it. You find somebody that's better than him at his position that could do what he does and more, sure. But
Yes.
at this point in time, he can stay as long as he doesn't give you negative yardage. Hand off to Velas. Oh, he gets pummeled. -6. Okay, well, that's horrible. So
Correct.
I'm just telling you, when he's out there, there's a scarlet letter, Cap. It's like, I'm getting the ball when he gets out there. He doesn't need a number. I'm getting the ball should be on the front of his jersey.
Correct.
Just telling you.
Correct.
All right, we've got Around the NFL coming up. Don't forget Albert Breer also scheduled to join us as well as we talk football and the Bears on the Cap and J Hood Morning Show.